Hey guys, Jag here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just going to get started pretty soon. Hope you guys doing really well. Welcome, 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 my friend. Welcome. All right. Can you guys let me know if you can hear me fine before we get started? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. We're just going to get started very soon. Welcome, Andrew, Matt, Prashant, Sebastian, Steve. Awesome. Good to have you here, guys. All right, we have some new faces joining us as well, which is cool. Hey, Matt. All right, we're just going to get started in a few minutes. Hope you guys doing really well on your side of the world and excited and doing the work. I'm just waiting for a few more people to come in, guys. We're just going to get started in a couple of minutes. Just give me a couple of minutes. All right, who else we got here? Fahad, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Awesome. There's a few people here today, which is awesome. All right, good to have you here, guys. Welcome. This is Jag. If you joining me for the first time, my name is Jag. We're just going to get started in next 1 minute. Just waiting for a few more people to come in. Awesome. Awesome. All right, good to have you here, Fahad. All the way from different part of the world. Cool. All right, let me share my screen so you guys get to see that. All right. Right, let me know where you're joining from, actually, which is good. Where are you joining from? This pretty much gone to every part of the world. So, I mean, at least this part of the world. Melbourne, awesome. Queensland, good. Gold Coast, awesome. Welcome. Brisbane, good to have you here, Matt. We got a few Queenslanders. I think more Queenslanders here. Melbourne, yes. Auckland, awesome. Good to have you. All right, where are we? Let me start it. Let me share my slides, guys. We can just, not the slides actually, I'll do a different way today. Instead of doing the slides, I'm doing a bit different work. All right, so I'm going to share this with you guys, my mind map. All right, guys, can you see my screen? Let me know if you can see it. If you can, that'll be awesome. This is something different. We're going to do it. So let's get started, guys. Today we're going to talk about the expert business. If you are one of those people who are looking to scale the expert business, who are one of those people who've been working for somebody for a long time and you decided you want to start a business, today is the day we're going to chat about this. We're all about expert business. So I've got 3 things to cover. I think it's probably going to take about 40 minutes to 50 minutes, depending how fast I go. But we're going to talk about 3 things. One is I'm going to talk about the expert business in itself. What is it? And what's a start? How do you start it? All that sort of stuff. Then I'm going to talk about the experiment we've been doing. We did it in 2018. And I'll talk about the experiment and the results of that experiment as well. We call it the fast growth experiment. And also then after that, I'm going to talk about the method. Pretty much this method we're going to talk about. I'm going to share that, how you're going to be able to scale your business, right? So it doesn't matter where you're at in your business today, whether you are just starting out and you haven't made $1 yet, or any currency, whichever part of the world you're listening to, you haven't made any money yet. And if you are one of those people and you made like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, and you want to scale it to say $150,000 per annum. So this is for you, right? So I'm fully confident in this because I've done it a few times now. So I'm going to share this with you guys. And there is nothing hidden, right? So one of the things which I really like and I love to share with all you guys is what we've been doing in the last few years, right? The results we achieved, not for all, for our business, but also for our clients' businesses as well. So I'm going to talk about that as well. So here are the 3 things we're going to talk about. So let's get into it. Let's get started. Number 1 thing is, right? So welcome. If you're joining me for the first time, you don't know who I am. My name is Jag, and I've been doing this business as such from last 4 years now, right? So and it's not something you just sort of got up and decided to do the webinar, right? So one of the things I really want guys to understand this and know this, right? These things what we're talking about today is the expert business. It's a $2 billion industry, $2 billion per annum industry, according to Forbes, right? So according to Gartner. And it's the second fastest growing industry today, right? I don't know if you know that number one is the health industry. Number two is the expert industry. So the expert industry, the people, coaches, consultants, service providers, speakers, all these people who are expert in something. So this industry is growing really fast. And especially today, like if I talk about this world where we have this COVID-19 type of things happening, people started to think that, is it really worthwhile to work for somebody else? Can I actually start something my own based on my experience, right? So it's a big, big, big industry now and growing crazy every month by month. And especially for us, like, from last 3 months, people have been talking about the business is not doing really well. For us personally, the business has been crazy, right? So we have never been that busy in last 4 years, to be honest. These last 2 months been absolutely crazy. And I'm going to share some of the results with you guys as well. So here's my goal for today. Right. So my goal for today is share with you guys my 3-step process to scale your expert business. Right. So this 3-step process, which I'm going to share with you guys, I call it the fast growth method. This is the method which we done an experiment for 12 months. We ran an experiment and we said, hey, wouldn't it be nice to scale expert business, this business which I'm coming in for the first time. Nobody knows me in the market. How do I actually make it and take it to the high 6 figures or make a really good amount of money, right? Within few months. So that was the intention. The goal was take it high 6 figure within 12 months in a market where nobody knows me, right? So, and I'm going to share some of the results with you guys. So hope you guys like it, right? So that's my goal for today. But first, I really want you guys to be, I want to ask one thing before we get into the content. I'm gonna talk about a lot of ums and ums, right, in my presentation. So just to be honest, I'm not a professional speaker. I don't go out and get paid for keynote speaking, right? So I'm a business owner like yourself, and the only way I can make money, or I make money, is by running my programs, running my coaching, running my consulting, and writing books, right? So that's how I make money. So I'm not a keynote speaker. So you'll see a lot of ums and ums in this. So my advice would be ignore this. And the only thing you can do is just consume the content and forget the ums and ums. And also, I'm hoping you're okay with my Indian accent as well, right? So I'm hoping that the judgment cap is put it on side for a while and you just enjoy the content, right? So my intention for you to understand the concepts, understand the frameworks, understand what I'm going to be sharing with you guys, so hope you guys are okay with that. I'm okay with that because I already know the content. So I hope you guys are okay with that as well, right? So also, I'm going to be asking you guys to interact, right? So, and the reason for this is first, I don't want to just talk to the camera, right? It's just kind of really boring. The other thing is it's really important for you to make sure that you're learning, right? You're sitting with me for a while. You're going to be spending 30, 40, 50 minutes with me. You better learn something, right? It's for you. I already know the stuff, right? So I already know the stuff. I already have the students. Some of you guys are already here who are part of these programs which I'm running, right? So some of you guys already know this. So, so it's really, it's really important for you to interact in this. Thank you, Fahad. So it's really important, right? So for you to make sure that you're learning. So I'm going to be asking some questions. So make sure you respond back with that as well. It's for you. Remember this, right? So, all right. So this is just a bit, I just wanted to make sure that you get the point, right? So I just want to make sure that, you understand and know a little bit about me as well. Who am I? What I've been doing. So I spent most of my life, if you call most of my life, a working life as a consultant, right? So I spend a lot of time working with big companies, right? So like IBM's and Oracle's, Telstra's, NAB, ANZ's. So my role was an architect, an enterprise pre-sales architect, where I went into a lot of companies, and the only thing I was doing is selling stuff, right? So making sure the customer's requirement fit in the my requirement. So I was part of those tribes, and I did that for a long time. I think longer than I expected. then and from last 4 years, I've been running this company called the Experts Academy, right? So I failed in 13 startups. I usually call this, I had this thing called the itch, right? Really bad itch, right? So the itch is after every few months, I was doing a startup after startup after startup, but something wasn't working really well. It means I wasn't making any money in that at all, right? So I lost a lot of money to begin with, and nothing was working. And I'm going to share with you guys what's the reason, why wasn't it working, what's the reason people are not being able to succeed in this, and why I managed to break through that sort of step as well, right? So when I started this journey, sort of started a business and sold within 12 months for 3 million plus, and that was one of the number one success we had. And that's after that we applied this method. So what I'm going to be sharing with you guys, it's not unique, it's not something I've just made it up today. I woke up and said, oh, I'm just going to share with you guys, been doing this for a while. We had 500 plus people have gone through this training. So people know this, and a lot of people, applying this, and a lot of people sending messages, testimonials all the time, which is pretty good, right? So just to let you guys know, now is 2020. So our year to date results been crazy. So this is what it looks like year to date today. So, 300 plus in last, from January till May, right? I just took it screenshot for today, right? So it's been 146% up compared to last year. You can see that it's from my Stripe account. So this is only for public, right? We're not talking about corporates here at the moment at all. This is just the public sales where people take out their credit cards and pay us for something, right? So this is all about that. So you can see that, right? So it's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys. It's not just made up stuff. We know this. We have this book in the market as well for this. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. This book, it's pretty cool. About 300 plus pages. Exactly same thing what I'm talking about today, right? So so it's something you really want to take lots of notes. So here is something I want to share with you guys, right? So we're going to cover a lot of stuff today, and I'm going to talk about a lot of things today. I think the best to get out of this entire thing today is take lots of notes, write it down, take lots of notes, and make sure you away from the distractions. And if you could sit down and just watch it with me for next 30-40 minutes, I promise you'll find it worthwhile for your time, right? So all right, so today what I want to do for you guys is, if I can get this right, I'll share our exact system step by step, exactly what we're doing and how we're doing it and how we're helping a lot of people as well. But also I'm going to share with you guys the next step as well, if that's okay with you guys, because that's what we do, right? As a business, we help a lot of people scale their business. That's our goal. If you are an expert and you looking to take your business to the next level, that's what we do. So I hope it's okay with you guys that I'm going to share with you guys at the end how you can actually get to the next level if you choose to. Some of you guys might not, but some of you guys might decide to take the next step. So this is for you as well, right? So that's what we can do. So here's my mission, right? So my mission in this space is very simple and straightforward. I just want to help smart people become the great entrepreneurs, right? So that's my mission. I want to help people who are smart in what they do, people who are skilled in what they do, people who have studied for a long time, people who have worked for somebody for a long time. Now they decide that they want to do something of their own. I want to make them commercially smart. I want to make them a bit of money, as we can say it. I want to help them become the great entrepreneur. And I think this is a major void in people today, in the world today. I truly believe that a lot of people spend a lot of time in learning skill set at a university, at schools, and then working based on that skill set, but not being able to make money, right? So, and I think there is a bit of disconnect in that. So I truly believe that I'm bridging that gap today. If you have a skill set and you want to take it to the market and you want to make money and you want to become a commercially successful, that's where we come in place, right? So, all right. So does it make sense? Just want to check in. You guys still here? Does it actually make sense? Are you guys one of those people who want to become a commercially successful? Are you guys one of those people who want to become, like, you have a skill, right? So you have a skill set. You are one of those people who are world's best kept secret. Like, you are one of those people who need to share your message. You want to help a lot of people, but it's just, the question is, how are you going to do it? What's the method? What's the vehicle? How are you going to take your message out there and help a lot of people, right? So that's what we come do, and that's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today as well, right? So here's my 3 big core beliefs, and these are the number one thing. That's the platform I stand on, right? Without these core beliefs, I don't think so I'll be able to operate what I do today, right? So these are my big core beliefs, and I want to pass it on to you. And number one core belief for me, I see everyone is a born creative today. Everyone, every person, every human being is a born creative. We are born genius. We have our own methods. We have our own systems. We have our own way of doing it. I have my own way of speaking. I have my own way of doing things. I look different, right? So everybody's different. Everybody's creative. So, and that's the number one thing. And I truly believe that that's a gift we bring into the table, right? So what happened is, if you look at it, our school system, our school system makes us, all those to work in those boundaries, which is, it's really hard for all of us to stay in. And I'll give you an example of this. If you want to ask me this question, Doug, how do I know if I'm the creative person? Like, how do I tell if I'm the creative person, if I'm the guy or girl who is creative in this space? I think the number one thing you would be, and this is the number one thing for the creative people. It's really hard to define you on LinkedIn, right? See if you can resonate with this message. It's really hard to define what do you do on LinkedIn, meaning that you get paid for something, but then you spend a lot of time thinking and doing something else. That's the creative person I'm talking about. That's people I'm talking about who spend so much time doing something totally different than getting paid for that as well, right? So can you see that? Does it make sense, right? Are you one of those creative people who finding it really hard to define yourself on LinkedIn? Like, what do you say? Like, what do you say about yourself? Because what you've been saying it, we've been told for so many years that we need to be told that what we study at the university, then we become IT guy or accountant, we just write it down. But then what happens when we get home? We spend time, so much time doing something totally different. We might spend time doing gardening. We might spend time, building rockets. We might spend time, coaching people. That's what we do. So these are the creative people I'm talking about, right? So experts, who tap into their creativity, I truly believe that they tap into that creative spirit are the ones who become the great entrepreneurs, right? If you haven't watched it, my recommendation would be watch that TED Talk called Do Schools Kill Creativity? One of the best TED Talks, you'll watch it. It's really genius as such that we've been taught from day one that we need to walk and talk or do exactly what the society has been doing. And I think that kind of doesn't work in today's world. And that's probably one of the biggest reasons, right? So the other big belief I have is money does not equal time, right? Or time does not equal money, meaning that it's never that you spend 8 hours and make money, right? And this is one of the biggest belief I really want you to come out of that, right? So if today you don't get anything else and you just pick up one point from the entire presentation, pick this point. Time does not equal money, right? Time does not equal money, meaning that, you don't need to spend so much time to make money. And that's one of the biggest belief I had to build when I came out of the corporate world and had to start doing my own business, right? Or own work. Why? Because I always thought that I have to work like from 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, I have to work. And the days I didn't work, what happened? I felt something is missing. I felt that I didn't do enough, right? So that's something you might want to sort of take away from this, right? Time does not equal money. And you want to have this belief, right? Number 3 things is everything is learnable, right? So, and this is one core belief you must have if you want to be successful in this business. Why? Because, today you might find that you haven't managed to succeed or haven't managed to make 500,000 or 100,000 or $1 million in your business so far. You only have 5 clients or you only have 20 clients. And the only gap today you have to become something is because you haven't been educated on that. You haven't been given the knowledge. Think of your past, right? If you're working on something today, you've been given that skill set. You've been given that knowledge. You've been given that, all that from last many years. And you spend so many time or so many years learning about it, right? So it's just today about this is just a learning gap, right? It's just an education gap. The moment you fill that, you'll see that things just started to happen. It's just because you haven't been educated on that. And my entire philosophy about this is I just want to make sure that I educate people to buy from me. And I'm going to share this with you guys as well, that you want to have this core belief in your business as well, that the reason people don't buy from you today is not because they don't like you or anything, right? It's just because they don't know that you can help them fix or solve their problem. And the moment they know that, they'll buy from you. Why? Because everybody have a problem, they want to get it fixed. They're just looking for people like yourself and me to fix that problem. The moment they know that, they'll buy from you, right? So it's kind of no-brainer, but we just kind of get hung on to so many other things as part of this, right? So the other thing is, I just want to make sure that we all on. Thanks, Sean. Awesome. I just want to make sure that you guys are on the same page. What is an expert? I just want to define it so you guys understand, and then we talk about different income streams as part of this as well. Expert means the person who's an expert in anything, right? So you are a coach, you are a consultant, you are a speaker, you are a trainer, you are a mentor, a facilitator, you are an author, right? So you wrote a book about something. So that's what I'm talking about, the expert industry. People who are expert in something, right? So you don't need to have a certificate in anything to become an expert. One of the things I always teach people, you don't need to read the entire book to become an expert, or you need to spend 5 years learning about something. Expert is the person who knows one chapter more than the other guys, right? Who he's teaching or she is teaching, right? That's about it. It's not about learning everything. Seriously, I don't know everything anyway, right? So, and I can tell you people who I follow, they don't know everything either, right? So we still have that gap, but you just need to make sure that you're teaching people, you're educating people, you're coaching people, you're consulting those people who are behind you, not in front of you, right? So that's the biggest thing. And also, I'm going to talk about the money as well in this, right? So as a business, we make money from different things in this. There is nothing one place. It's not a salary we make, but money come from different places. Like personally, if you talk about our business, I coach, I consult, I train. I'm an author. Like, I sold about 3,000 copies of this thing called the Fast Growth Method. 3,000 people have gone through this book, or 3,000 plus people have gone through this book. So, which is pretty cool, right? So you make money different ways. So it's not just one thing. So it's really important to see this because it's a difference between an employee and an expert business. It's not just one money, one type of thing, right? So very important. So hope this made sense, right? So let's go have a look at the other thing, which I really wanted to talk about, is called the experiment, right? So this experiment we started in 2018, and I want to talk about this experiment a little bit with you guys. We wrote a book about it. I mean, I wrote a book about this, so but I want to just sort of give you guys a little bit what I talked about in that. So we started this experiment in 2018 with one goal, right? The goal was to scale a business to high six-figure. And can you see a limiting belief here? Can you see a limiting belief? We said, or I said, I want to start a business to grow it to high six-figure. I didn't put $1 million there. I could have, but I didn't. Why? Because I didn't believe that, right? So, and that's a crazy thing. If you don't believe, nothing will happen. If you believe, something will happen, right? So, and I want to share the results with you guys as well. I got what I actually asked for. I got what I asked for, and I didn't get what I didn't ask for. So it's pretty cool. So started this as a goal, right? That we want to scale this business to high six-figure in a market where nobody knows me. And it's just the goal. So this is what happened in January 2018. I want to share the January 2018 results with you guys. This is my Stripe account, right? Exactly talking about this. It's spending ad spent about $500, and I made about $8,000 when we started this, and that was January. So first month about $8,000. was pretty cool. February to March, 2 months after that, that's a Stripe account that's paid by private or public people, and this is then invoicing to the public clients, meaning that, sorry, invoicing to the company's account. So altogether about 61,000 in next 2 months. Paid about 500 on Facebook ads and that sort of stuff as well. So this is my invoicing account. This is my Stripe account. And that was January, February. And this is what happened the entire year. So I don't want to bore you with that. The first quarter of 2019, which I showed you earlier, we had about $120,000 as cash, people who paid it as with the credit card, but we also had some of the clients who actually were the public, the professional clients, the companies where we actually had to invoice them. So far, 2020 has been 317, 140. It's from today, from 1st of January to 7th. That's been so far right now in the business, right? So this is something, look, as I said earlier, this is something which is working right now, and it's 100% works. We know that we're getting results. I've also wrote a book about this as well. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. Pretty cool book. A lot of people bought it. 3 things you must know, right? So, about this system, what I'm going to share with you guys as well. The system is pretty simple, right? It's a very simple system. It's hard to implement, but it's simple. It's a very simple system. It's not something a rocket science that are produced that nobody can do it, or you need a bachelor in entrepreneurship to create or imply this system. It's a very simple system. You just need to have that step-by-step process to do the work. If you do the work, I promise, everything is, works out at the end. You can do it. A lot of people have been doing it, and I want to share some of the stories with you guys as part of this as well. Mitch is one of the clients, is part of our Experts Academy. And I want to share this. Mitch has sent me yesterday. That's his statement. It's about 300 and his business summary. It's about $312,000 in last. So Mitch and I started to work before July, about July, August last year. And you can see the results, right? So from July till last month has been pretty crazy, which is awesome. So before that, he was just making 100,000. Now this year, it's going to be 300 plus, right? So 2 times than that. So Vicky just started, Vicky Law just started, she's part of our previous implementation program, just finished. And here's what she sent me a couple of days ago, or this Monday, actually, just a few days ago. This is what she sent me. She made her, first 5 sales. Never done the sales before, housewife, and she made her 5 sales, right? So, and she said that she never sort of done the homework, but she just launched the program, and this works, right? So, and this is pretty cool, right? So I've got a folder full of testimonials. I don't want to bore you guys with it. You can go ahead and check it out, the Facebook, other pages. I've got everything in public. So, so this is a system, right? So the fast growth system is a path which we teach people. If you want to scale business, this is the method you need to follow. And why do you need to follow this method? Because it's like a tried and tested method. It works in every industry. We have applied in 40 plus niche markets right now from last few years, right? So it's a system, it's a path, it's a step-by-step process. It works pretty much in most industries, right? So the only industry I haven't tried it, to be honest, it's called the network marketing. I haven't tried that, but would love to have this challenge to try that experiment and work in some other industry as well. But so far it's been applied in so many industries, right? So let's get into it. Talk about the fast growth method in itself, right? So the entire reason for this is you guys here, and I truly believe that the reason you're here on this and want to spend a bit of time with me is because either you're looking to start your expert business, or the other one is you're looking to scale it, right? You're looking to have some clients or have some money coming in. You have spent so many years learning the skill set. Now is the time to take the skill set to the market and make a bit of money, right? So that's the reason you're here on this. And the fast growth system has the answer to that. So here's a big problem, right? The big problem is that your market's best kept secret, right? So you have a certain skill set, you have spent a bit of time learning it, or you have a passion about it, right? So you know that, right? So you know that you can help people. And the problem here in the expert industry today is most charge, an hourly rate. Everybody's sort of trying to work through charge 1 hour. Everybody sort of works one-on-one. and 90% of the people make 70K per annum or less. Or, the other thing is anybody can call himself or herself an expert these days, because, there's a lot of noise on the internet. There's just a lot of noise, right? So how do you go past the noise and speak to the right people? How do you go past that and say, hey, I'm the right person you should be listening to? How do you do that? And I'm going to talk about that. That's the biggest problem today, right? A lot of people just can't get past that. And they stay industry's best kept secret, right? So a lot of people just can't get past into that space. So it makes it really, really, really hard for people to make money in this space. So here's a belief within the system. Right, so you must have a belief, and the system has this one big belief. The fast growth system says is that you must educate your clients to buy from you, and that's the one big belief of this system, is that if you don't educate your clients, they won't buy from you. Why? Because, as I said earlier, right, so the reason people are not buying from you today is because they don't know if you can actually fix their problem. They don't actually know if you can solve their problem. If they know it, they'll buy from you. Think of a GP. GP sit at one place that people just go there if they have a problem, right? GP doesn't have to go out there and sell himself or herself saying, hey, buy from me, right? So, and it's really important to see this. You must become that person who educate your target market, right? So if you become that person where people come to you for that very specific thing, then it's you become that authority figure in that industry. So you must educate your clients, and that's the reason this entire system's been built, to make sure that you're educating your clients, right? You're helping them succeed. You're telling them that you can actually fix their problem, right? So does it actually make sense? Does it actually make sense? You guys getting the point, right? Does it actually make sense? Does it actually make sense? Let me know. Does it actually make sense? Does it make sense? Cool. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah, good. Right. That's the reason. That's the main thing, right? So here's the system, right? Let's talk about the system very quickly, right? So the system is called the fast growth system. Has got three components in the system, three circles, if you can say it. It's just a very simple Venn diagram. It talks about the attraction, talks about the education, it talks about the conversion, right? So let's have a look very quickly on this side as well. It's on your screen as well. So what is the attraction? You must tell the world that you exist. That's the number one thing. You must tell the world that you exist. When you told the world that you are there, that you exist, you must educate them. You must tell them that how you can solve their problem. How you can actually educate people. You can educate people by webinars. You can educate people by sales letter. You can educate people by running one-day events, half-a-day events. You can educate people by, brochures. You can educate people by one-on-one meetings. You can educate in different methods, right? So there is many different methods available. So once you educate people, what happens is that establishes the trust. And trust is one of the biggest things to get these days. Once you trust it, then you can convert them to become your clients. There is a step-by-step process available that how do you actually convert people once you educate. But what happens in the industry today, and I want to share this, you probably be aware of that if you're in the industry. A lot of people attract people, right? So you put something on Facebook or you something on LinkedIn, and somebody comes in and trying to speak to you about anything, right? About your method, about your system, about the way you do things, right? So what happens at the time is most people try to convert at the time. If you can, the only way people can convert from attraction to conversion directly, if people see the value, right? If people see the value, but most don't see the value, and that's where it becomes really hard. So you must go in circle, means that you attract, then you educate, then you convert people. If you do that step by step, I promise you, you'll see how things happen, right? So here's something I want to share with you guys, right? So let's talk about it one by one, the entire system. What is the attraction method? Tell the world that you exist, right? How do you tell the world that you exist? How do you tell the world that you exist? Yeah, awesome. How do you tell the world you exist? What's the best method to tell the world that you exist? Social media, yeah. What else? What else you can tell? What else you can use? How do you tell people that you there? Get out of there. But what do you do? Yes, when you get out there, what do you actually do? So meaning that you stand outside and scream at people, or what do you do? What action you must take to tell the world that you exist? Yeah, deliver value, which is cool. Write a book. Yeah, yeah. So I think educate. Yeah. So here's a simple method, right? So attraction method is just telling people that you exist. You can tell people by meeting people one-on-one. You can, meet people, go and meet, catch up for coffees. You can join BNI, or you can join any other organization. You can do all that, right? What it does is it attracting people towards you, right? So, but in our business, very specifically, we do marketing, meaning that we attract people to get them to come to our education system. So attraction means that nobody's coming directly to you. Everybody gets directed towards an education system. And here is a reason for this, right? Yeah, absolutely perception marketing, absolutely 101% in that, right? So, and the reason for this is very simple. If you spend one-on-one time with people, how much time do you have to go out and meet so many people on one-on-one meetings and tell them how you can actually help them? I've tried that, and I promise after a certain time you'll get tired. That was my first method when I came into this business for the first time. I was going out, meeting so many people for lunches, for breakfast, for meetups, for being so many meetings, right? So many meetings, so many coffee catch-ups with people. Why? Because I was doing one-on-one meetings with everybody out there, trying to tell them what I can do for them, right? How can I actually help them? And this is what happened. I just got tired after a certain period of time, but nobody bought anything from me. And then I discovered one of the best methods, right? One of the best methods I discovered was Facebook marketing. And Facebook marketing worked really well for us. Why? Because it's the fast. And here's the one thing, you might want to write it down, called free is slow, paid is fast. Free is slow, paid is fast, right? So if you want to get somewhere faster, pay for it. Why? Because that's what what's his name? Dan Kennedy said it a long time ago, one of the best marketers in the world. The people who pay to acquire client the most, they're the people who are successful today, right? So you must be able to pay to acquire your client. So let me give you an example, right? So if your program sells for $3,000 or $4,000 or $2,000, how much can you pay to acquire one client? Right? Let me ask you, put it out there for you. And this is a question you must answer for yourself. If your program, if your consulting, if your coaching cost is, $2,000, how much you're ready to pay to acquire a client? How much you're ready to pay how much you're ready to pay to Facebook or somebody else to acquire a client? If the client pays you $2,000 or $3,000 per program, per consulting, per coaching session, whatever that might be, but how much you're ready to pay for that? How much you're willing to pay for that? Let me know. How much are you willing to pay for that? If you want to acquire a client and your program costs about $2,000 or $3,000, whatever the value might be for you, how much are you willing to pay to acquire a client? Yeah, 1,000 is good, right? Yeah. If you're paying 1,000 USD, it's good. Why? Because you're still making 1,000 on top of that, right? So anything, I would say, if your program cost 2,000 USD or $2,000, 1,999 is okay. You're still making $1 profit. You need to get your head around to this thing. Why? Because in our business, we pay from $300 to $1,100 to acquire a client. If you're okay with that, you'll see how the business scale. And this is something you must learn, that you must be okay to acquire a client by paying for it. And this is something you must learn, right? So that's one called attraction method. Means that you put a Facebook ads and you make people come to your education system where you tell them exactly step by step how you're going to be able to help them, right? How can you actually help them? What are the ways, what are the system, what are the things available from your side which can help people, right? What system you have? Why people come to you? What's the reason people should come to you? Because imagine this, everybody out there, there's so much competition out there, so much competition, so many people doing what you're trying to do, So many people, right? How do you differentiate yourself? What method do you have available to help people, right? The moment you realize it and tell people that, people will understand it. Why? Because you are one of those unique people who have a system in place, right? Everybody just doing trial and error. Everybody just jump on the phone for the first time and trying to fix the problems. There's no system for most people out there, right? So, and this is number two, right? So send your attraction method, send your people from attracting them, send them to the education system. Once they have walked through your education system, then you convert them to become your client. Then you convert them. If you're trying to convert them before that, then it's just going to be harder for people to buy from you, because they have no clue, right? So this is main thing for you to must know this thing, because if you know this, you'll see that things work out really well from a system perspective, from a business perspective, right? So remember this, people don't just buy from you, right? So people need to see that. People need to see that you can actually help them, right? Doesn't make sense. Are you guys getting the point? Does it actually make sense? Because if you try to sell something before that, it's just going to be really hard for people. If you try to selling them one-on-one without educating them, and you jump on the call trying to convert them, they're going to spend so much time trying to learn from you how you can actually help them. And this is, you must know this, right? So if you have this system in place, you'll see the people just buy from you, right? So does it actually make sense? Are you guys getting the point? Does actually make sense that how you can actually take people from step one to, yeah, cool, awesome, that's good. Here's something for you, right? So we're almost pretty much right at the end, and I want to make sure that you guys have this. I want to invite you guys to one thing. Here's what I got for you, right? So if you are here, we run this implementation program called the Fast Growth Implementation Program, pretty much based on this book, exactly telling how you can actually help them. It's an 8-week coaching program, step by step, exactly helping you to take your business to 15 grand a month, right? If you're one of those people who are just starting out, who don't know where to start, this is one of the best program I can tell you now, because a lot of people now going through this program. We just started this program in January this year. The first lot was in February, right? So we have about 45 people have gone through this program so far in last 2 and 3 months, right? So if you're one of those people who are looking to scale your business to 15 grand a month, this is the program for you, right? So there's something you might want to consider it. So this is not a selling pitch, but it's something really straightforward for you guys. If you're looking to scale to 15 grand, this is the best program you'll ever do, right? So here's the next step for you. As I said earlier, it's not for everybody. Not everybody is going to want to take the next step. But if you're one of those people, if you're looking to take your business to the next level, I would like to invite you to have a brainstorming session, right? So it's pretty straightforward. If I can help you, I'll tell that this is the program for you. If we can't, we'll be straightforward with you that we can't help you as well, right? So it's pretty much straightforward thing. If you're one of those people who want to book a call and want to claim this, and there is no obligation to buy or anything, but if you're one of those people who want to book the call, I'll put my link here and I'll send it to you guys, everybody in the chat. Just book a call here, and what we can do is we'll have a chat, right? So I love to have a chat and get to know you more, get to know about your business, and and see if we can actually help you. And that's the main thing, right? So let me send you guys the link if I can find it. In the meantime, any questions? In the meantime, any questions, right? So any questions you have? Any questions while I'm figuring out this link for you guys? All right. Any questions? Any questions on this? Yes, absolutely. Look, click the link here and book a call. There is nothing to buy or sell in that. I would love to help you if I can. If you want to join the program, that's good. If you don't, that's fine as well. But the only intention behind is if you're looking for somebody to help you scale your business to 15 grand a month, that's the program for you. If you're not looking for that, that's fine. That's not for you, right? So so this is the main thing. Look, I think it doesn't matter which industry or which country you live in, to be honest. I think the main thing is, are you one of those people who want to scale, right? So if you're looking to scale and you're one of those expert people who wants to take your business to the next level, let's have a chat, and I get to know you a bit more, see if I can actually help you. If not, I'll let you know straight away, right? This is enough for you. All right, guys, any questions? Any questions on this? Any questions? Book a call, Fahad. Let's have a chat, and love to see if I can actually help you. If not, that's, I'll let you know straight away as well. All right. Any questions? If not, thank you, guys. Thank you for having chat. Thank you for spending time with me today, and I really enjoyed it. Look, any region, I don't. It doesn't actually matter, Fahad, which part of the world you're from, right? So I think it works in every region, and I truly believe that, because we got clients from different parts of the world as well, right? So, but let's have a chat. I just want to understand who you are, what do you do as well, right? That's the main thing. All right, guys. Thank you for your time. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I certainly loved sharing with this with you guys. It's been a while since I did it. All right. Thank you. Have fun. Enjoy your evening. Speak to you guys soon.